All right, welcome back, YouTube. This is round two. We are currently 15-0 with Amulet. 10-0 actually on stream. But yeah, we're gonna fire up another league and we're gonna destroy our unblemished record very quickly. But yeah, 15-0 still pretty strong. No nonsense Amulet. 100 play points. Go. I must have missed some streams. Yeah, so 1-5-0 was with the Reclaimer list, which you can actually find that league in YouTube. It's actually super sweet. The Reclaimer list is this one right here. I showed it off a little bit earlier, but it's so sweet that I don't mind showing it off again. This list is super fun. Highly recommended. We did some silly things with this list. We did some silly things. I strongly recommend you check out the the video in my YouTube channel. But yeah, we 5-0'd with this. Then I played one league off stream with this list, which I also 5-0'd. I tweeted about it and I basically said how broken the deck is. And then we just 5-0'd another league. This is gonna be the fourth one. So Riley DKK with a Twitch from sub. Pog. Exactly. Nothing else needs to be said. Just Pog. Just Pog. But yeah, thank you so much for the Twitch sub. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. How do we like this hand? It's actually a sketchy one, huh? Hey, C-Mash, how you doing? I think I'm gonna mold this one. If this were an Azusa, actually, if this were an Azusa, I think I might keep and just be like a little bit greedy. But here we actually need too many things to go right, and even if those things go right, like we're still missing pieces. Like we need these to be a bounce land, and we need these to like. It can't even be an amulet, right? Because even if we find an amulet, we're still missing a green source. So I think I'm gonna mulligan here. This hand is also bad, but significantly better than the previous one, though. So I'm gonna keep it, and I'm gonna bottom the Sage. But this hand we actually have an Azusa, which speeds us up. So we only need a bounce land, basically. Oh, we're playing against Tron. Sage, come back. Come back, Sage. I wonder if this is like Green Tron or like E-Tron. Probably E-Tron. Yep. Oh my, like that like piece. This is like that. This is why P Sully loves this deck. Two of the same Tron piece expedition map. Milestone, go. You would mold this one too. This one is, I think, it's way more defensible. Like this, just like what does my opponent take here? They probably take the Azusa, I guess. But it's so hard to actually poke a hole in this hand. And then we have like a stream of Titans to run over my opponent. Yep. Azusa down. Yeah, I guess we do that, right? It's bad against this member, but that's fine. Alternatively, my opponent could like Expedition Map for Blast Zone. That's whatever. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they only have 4 mana, so they're missing 2 lands. I guess 1 land because they have an Expedition Map. So in order to lock me out with Karn. And now they can't lock me out with Karn, so we're probably fine. Yeah, we would have definitely lost if this had been Green Tron instead of Eldrazi Tron. Because it's Eldrazi Tron, we have a shot. Unless we find Amulet here. Like, if we find Amulet here, we actually just win. Amulet? No. Huh. I think we actually need 2 steerings here. Brutal. So now we chomp the Thought Knot, play the Simic, bouncing the field, end step. That gives us Titan mana without even needing to make a land drop, so we can gain 4. Definitely chump blocking though. Draws certainly have not been cooperating, obviously. Oh my. Bolt, Snap Bolt. Thank you so much for that tier 1 sub. This is like the E-Tronest of hands. We already have multiple bounce lands, so I guess that I'm gonna go with Fountain Turf. We're gonna bounce Fountain, replay, pass a turn. So now we can Azusa plus Titan next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We still cannot trigger, unfortunately. So they can't trip with Mind Stone. Probably looking for a Tron land or something. Chalice would be annoying. Not gonna lie there. Chalice would certainly be annoying. If I do get to untap, I just win though. Seagate Wreckage. Yeah, that's not gonna cut it. I guess they could have all this dust. For what's worth. Yeah, all this dust. That's what I was. We were there, Guru. We were there. We had found the problematic thing. Maybe they expect the game to go long, or maybe they just don't have any other alternatives. I feel like probably Ghost Quarter is more relevant than this, though. There's the All This Dust. Okay, so we go down to 1. Do they have the Chalice, though? Because if they don't have the Chalice, it doesn't matter. They don't have the Chalice. Alright, yeah, so it doesn't matter. So this is 6 mana. One, two, three, four, 5. I'm trying to think if we can also Steerings as well for value. So my opponent would need another All This Dust. That is literally the only way that I can win at this point. Karn doesn't do it. We could cast Steerings if we wanted to. But if we cast Steerings, then we cannot get a bunch of zombies from field. And if we whiff on an amulet, then we're gonna be in trouble because then we are not gonna be able to get a Susa. Well, I guess that we can. So we 1 for Steerings. That's 3 mana. Then we're gonna get Stronghold, and then the second land drop is gonna be field. So I guess that we are missing out on only 1 zombie. So I guess it's fine. I guess we're gonna have enough zombies to stop this smasher and stuff. All right, so we did whiff though. This is basically 1 more land drop. Yeah. So 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Field of the Dead, Pact. For prime time, and they don't have enough mana to lock me out with Karn. So we're gonna get Vesuva, Copying Fountain, and a bounce land. Sanctuary. This makes some zombies. Gain some life. This is just so I don't die to like a walking ballista off the top or whatever. So now I'm stabilized at 5. And if my opponent attacks next turn, I'm going to chomp with the zombie here, and I'm going to throw everything else at the Reality Smasher, and I don't know how my opponent wins. Always forget that you can split up the castle metaphors. Yeah, you can actually do that. That's why I went for the play, right? Like, we missed out on one zombie, but instead, like, we gave ourselves a shot at just winning the game on the spot. So I think it was worth it, especially because I'm not sure that we can die. My opponent's best draw is probably like another. I guess another always that just kills us, but we cannot play around that, so it's not worth doing. And then like the second best would be another smasher, and we easily just beat that. It's too late for this thought not now. They needed this thought not last turn. It's not gonna matter. Like we have a Titan in play already, so. So now we're gonna be able to Stronghold here, which seems good to me. So we Stronghold here. We pay for Pact. I guess we're gonna bounce this. Yeah, so we pay for Pact. Yes. Poggers. Yeah, I guess that's one of the ways that I. This is just over now, though. How do I lose? Can I beat another All This Dust? I can't really, right? So we just don't play around it. Nah, it doesn't make sense to attack with the Zumbos. Doesn't really do anything for us. However, I am going to set up like a Sand Home. This will kind of like, oh, this turn I'm not able to use the Sand Home, so it kind of incentivizes my opponent to actually block this turn. In reality, I actually want them to trade with this Titan. That's why I didn't cast the other one, because my opponent doesn't have info about that. So this incentivizes them to make a block. We only get to trade with one of this, but that is fine, because now I can trade with the Smasher, play another Titan, and gain 4 life, which means that I don't die to All This Dust. Yep. Yeah, this is just great. Yeah, so we trade with Smasher. Now I can go up to 9. So Vesuva, Copying Fountain. Prime time. Yes, we're gonna do Tolaria West and Rot Farm. Bounce here. Yeah, so I guess I'm going to replay Copying Garrison and now bounce and replay the Fountain. And now even we just win even through All This Dust, because next turn we just transmit for a Titan, haste it, and then my opponent's left with nothing. We go to 1 from the Thought Knot, and then we are still stable. Last modern streamer. I mean, it's kind of a fact, Pedro, right? Karn still doesn't do anything, because we can just transmit for a Rex Sage and blow it up, blow up the explosives. And now we're going to be attacking for lethal. So GG's. We have like infinite mana. I'm not even gonna do the math. We just have way more than enough. Summoner's Pact. Cast Summoner's Pact. Primeval Titan. Prime time. What is their last card in hand, though? Just gonna trust me for Pact of Negation here so we can set up lethal even through Dismember or whatever. Alright. Haste there. We still have Sunhome mana. Yeah, one Conceits. Alright, sideboarding against E-Tron. These two. One of these. Two of these. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last card, Stone Rain. That's hilarious. Double Tracker is Bay. We're only playing one tracker today. Only one tracker. I'm gonna mute myself while I eat these baby carrots. Yeah, I apologize. I never usually eat on stream, but we're gonna be going longer than usual today. So like right now it's 2:20 p.m. and I'm not gonna be able to have lunch until like 4 or something. So I apologize for it in advance, but it's pretty much unavoidable. Do we like to live dangerously here? No, we don't. We're fine. I like this hand. This hand's great. Love it. Love it. We're gonna keep it, and I'm gonna bottom the Sunhome. What's like save for 1 or 5-0? 5-0. I got a band card in hand. Is Secret Tribe Scout banned or Primeval Titans banned? No, please don't. All right, so here comes a Chalice, which is gonna be mildly annoying because one of our cards it's a pact, but it's overall not absurdly horrendous. It's just bad for us. Oh, Once Upon a Time. How often does Excavator come up in this matchup? A fair amount. It's mostly because you don't want to miss land drops. An Excavator basically guarantees land drops in many occasions. Yeah. Playing Simic there. If we like the best drop possible is probably an Azusa here. Wow, that's the worst possible drop. Why do people play the fetch in this deck? I took this deck to Monday Weekly, went for 0, but I don't get the fetch. What do you mean? By the way, that's this, exactly this one is the one that I was saying is the best possible draw, right? Better lucky than good, etc., etc. Back for People play fetch because we started playing Castle Garenbrig in this deck, and Castle actually interacts favorably. Okay, so now I can actually haste. Yeah, now we can actually haste. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Not playing around double dismember, that's fine. So we can even field here. That's awesome. Just for value. Float white. Bounce. Replay. Trigger again. Red mana. Combat. Attack. And we're gonna get Simic Growth because we can actually just beat for Explosives on 0 and blow this up if we want to. Sure, yeah, I'm gonna protect the T-West. Some people have a one-off Misty over Gemstone. Yeah, because sorry, I left the explanation midway. Because of Castle, we're playing Breeding Pool and Snow-Covered Forest. So the Misty is basically a way, or like any fetch land for that matter, it's a way to get access to a basic in Blood Moon matchups and to get access to Breeding Pool whenever you need it. I personally don't like it, but some people do. It's fine. And I guess it's better if you're playing Raminap, but like the one damage can be relevant. Yo, we're playing against Yama. Kind of see the argument for it. I mean, yeah, there's certainly an argument for it, 100%. Whether it's good or not, that's another question. But yeah, I have no idea what Yama's playing. They probably know what I am playing, though. Are you gonna stop me from trophying? Says Yama. Like, I am currently 16-0. So no. Hey, yeah, that's how you doing. Oh. This is a greedy one. This is a real greedy one. If it works out, it's so good though. Like, we need to find any untapped green. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna be super greedy here. I think Jepson is still too important sometimes. Yeah, I was definitely in that camp. 100% in that camp before, so I don't fault you for it. Alright, so I guess the Yama is on a... Woof! Woof! Yeah, I'm 1-0 right now. Was that... I'm sorry, I kind of like lost focus for a second, and now we just drew like the absolute nutter butters back to back. You cannot get distracted with this deck, you know. You just cannot get distracted, you know, because you just like you lose focus for a second, and now you're like boom, you're like kicking ass. It's crazy. So I'm gonna Susa, and then I'm gonna transmute this for another pact, I guess, because I want to play around my Yama playing a TKS here, and I want to maximize my amount of lands in play. So I guess I'm going to bounce this. We're going to play Azusa. We're gonna play T-West. We're gonna play Simic. And now even if Yama TKS's me, I have 2 Summoner's Pacts in hand, so they are dead. Unless they're also playing Chalice in their deck somehow, which I doubt they are. Yeah, this is gonna be great. Yama says, "Do you ever not have amulet?" And I'm like, "Well, it's much worse than that, bro. It's much worse than you think it is." Oh man, the Omni sees. Thank you. He snaps the concession. Oh man. My opener was like the junkiest pile, and then it turned into the absolute nuts in like 2 turns. That was awesome. That was so great. All right. Oh, that was priceless. Oh, that was priceless. All right, covering out. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. I'm sorry, Yama. I'm sorry, Yama. No wonder you're 50 and oh, Yama is also streaming. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, like this hand just turned out so well. It was hilarious. Um. All right, let's try to focus again a little bit. I actually kind of want the tracker because of Damn Sphere. I'm not sure whether I don't think they play Chalice, so I don't think I want to shape 2 packs like I do against Tron. So I think that just 2 is fine. Just 3 is fine. I maybe want to shape one of these because of Bolt. I guess I'm not too worried about Bolt. And I'm keeping my amulets because this matchup usually goes by pretty quickly. Like Eldrazi Obligator is kind of a big deal in the matchup. It's like their best card in the matchup by far. I guess I do have second, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, let's just do this. He's like, how the hell do we win? Yeah, this is unfortunately gonna be something that we're gonna have to ship. Too slow. Sure. Third Azusa, we'd probably ship that one. Moto's like, okay, Yoko was OP, let's push fellas. Yeah. I mean, kind of, right? Deck's broken. What do you want me to say? Like the deck's broken. Actually, do I have a Suba copy Forest? Huh. I guess it's better against Damn Sphere, right? So if I have a Suba Forest on 1, if I draw any other untapped source, then I'm able to play around Damn Sphere very nicely. Alright. And this gives me, like, playing the tapped source now also allows me to draw into like a Tolaria West or something, and I'm still in the same spot where I'm actually able to play around Damn Sphere very effectively. Nice. So they're probably going to TKS me now. Grove? Are they playing P-Fire? They're not. Obligator. Alright, so here we got a little bit punished now. That's okay, though. I might need to kill this Obligator with this member. because this is gonna deal more than 4 damage. Take 3 from this. Damn Sphere just kills me here. Brutal. Now we have no bounce. Obligator now? Oh, Smasher. Yeah, okay. Alright. We did. Alright. Game 3. Any changes? Not really. Let's just draw better. Field of Ruin is interesting in Yama's deck now. Ugh. It's like no ramp at all, but double Titan. Castle is pretty nice. We're on the play. We have 1 pack that we can use for an Azusa. Alright. We're gonna really hope that this steering finds a bounce here. Like we're gonna need that. We're gonna need you to get a little bit lucky. Wow, that's just brutal. That is just brutal. Wow, that's terrible. Also, I should have gone to the Vesuva there. That was actually a mistake. I should have gone to the Vesuva because now if I top the bounce land, that we're gonna be missing. I guess if I top the bounce land, this just does it anyway, so it's fine. Bounce. Nope. Yep. Short on lands now. Damn it. Ah. Smasher swing 7. Yeah, we need a bounce land here. If we draw a bounce land, we just win. No such luck. Obligate. Oof, that's brutal. Yeah, even knowing about the Obligator, we need any untapped land now. Yeah, we just didn't draw any lands in our 29 land deck. We can pact for Bailoff, but then they obligate it, and then we just die. That was such a punt. I mean, I guess it was a punt, but like we didn't get punished for it anyway. It was just like we needed to draw any land, and it just didn't work out. Yeah, we're just dead. Yeah, so I said that we would win with bounce land before they kill the Azusa. After they kill the Azusa, bounce land is no longer a good draw. But if we had the Azusa, we play bounce land, we bounce, we float the mana, we replay, we activate Castle, and we cast Titan. But we didn't. Wow, Yama broke our 16-0 record. That feels bad, man. I mean, it was basically... Yeah, I'm going to keep this. It was basically like a hand that was likely to get there, what I kept, but it just didn't. It ended up punishing us. Hey, Grixis Shadow. Wow, interesting that they would get the Azusa instead of the steerings there. I am legit surprised. Um, uh, so do we go for cheese? Or do we go for... Well, I guess that we have it packed in hand, so I guess it's better for us to go for the Simic Growth. We bog them to prevent an angler. What did you guys discuss against Tron as a head against Chalice? As a head against Chalice and Ballista, both of them are like big deals. Did you get the feeling for the 2/2 breeding pool gemstone caverns gemstones yet? Yeah, I think it feels okay. I think it feels okay. Also, nice little Motobug value we got there. So if my opponent taps out, they die. Um, so no need to find cavern here, but I'm gonna play my land and I'm gonna transmute for another bounce land. I guess I could transmute for a castle. Yeah, transmuting for a castle actually guarantees the Titan next turn, even if my opponent has a K command. I mean, that is of course the way that we get punished for that, but I think this is still fine. Even the what's his name, the thing, doesn't stop this. A drown in the lock doesn't stop this. Opponent concedes. We are against Grixis Shadow, right? I'm going to sideboard for Grixis Shadow. We might be playing against some control pile or something like that, but I'm going to sideboard against Grixis Shadow. Tracker, Colossus, Baloth. Baloth. Boom, boom. Ghost Squatter. One of the basics. And Castle. No, Castle, no. Not in this matchup. We do want... we cut this. Why is Baloth good against the Eldrazi Tron? Because it blocks most of their threats. Like, it stops... So, the thing about Eldrazi Tron is that basically the late game always favors you. So you want cards that will help you get to the late game, and Baloth does exactly that. And you have like the dream scenario of like dismembering your opponent's Smasher, and then discarding the Baloth for value. This is not a keepable 6, a keepable 7, unfortunately. This is also not a keepable 7, but this one actually will have to do because I can't really go any lower than this. So I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna bottom one of the Titans. This gives my opponent an option. Okay, so they're playing a control deck. They're not playing. So I sideboarded it poorly, basically. Not that poorly. Like we're still kind of fine. But like for example, I'm going to get T-West now here, and I'm going to try to transmit it for Cavern. But these members are very likely just like dead cards now. And we probably, like, there's an Ashiok here, maybe? Yeah, so we sideboarded for, and Mordigo, yeah. Basically, we sideboarded for Grixis Shadow, and we are, like, getting super punished here. That's fine, though. Definitely we're sideboarding much differently for game 3. Like, Excavator comes back, the packs come back, Pact of Negation comes back. Like, a lot of things are going to change for game 3. Yeah, no, I'm for sure playing. I'm for sure going to continue playing here. Like, we're not actually dead. Like, we can still pack for a tracker or whatever. So it's not like we're actually dead. Why don't we play Battle Summer? I tested it multiple times. I played multiple leagues with it. I was consistently unimpressed. I was consistently unimpressed by it, so I'm like over it. I did try it though. I did try it. This is just basically like a bait spell here. A bait land drop, I guess. One, two, three, four, five. I'm gonna get a summon spec here. I basically want my opponent to use their fields. The real price here is the real price here is Field of the Dead. So I'm kind of like trying to have my opponent use their fields poorly. All right. I can get drowned in the lock here. Could have gone explosives to get rid of this. I don't think this is winning the game. Oh, I should have packed it for Baloth. That was bad. That was super bad, actually. Bug myself to play around Drown the Lock. We can then bug my opponent to play around Snappy, although Damping Sphere is doing a good job at stopping my opponent's Snapcasters. Creeping Tarpet. They got the Titans, obviously. So all 4 Titans are in exile right now. Nothing's rushing us to do anything. Like, my opponent has no clock. Discard a card, destroy artifact. Cool. Now they can't drown me. Obstinate Veloth. Discard. We got ways to pay for Pact, so we don't really care there. Opponent only with 2 cards left in hand. Yes, green source. So I guess we start here. So if they have Snappy, they need to use it now. Ha! Got him. Okay, command. Probably make me discard. I can discard this basic. But now I know and I just don't attack. I can attack again next turn. Like, we're drawing awfully, and I still feel like we're in this game somehow. No idea how. They can double block with a Creeping Tar Pit. I'm okay with this, though. Yeah. So now we're going to bounce the Vesuva, and we're going to copy their Creeping Tar Pit. I guess we can also copy their Field of Ruin, which is interesting. And thanks to the Rainpool, we can actually activate the Tar Pit. Huh, that's interesting. Huh, yeah. So one has no black mana. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We still have one more of these. So now my opponent's gonna need to field, which means that now I can actually I can safely Vesuva their Tar Pit, and I'm gonna be able to raise them. We're ahead on life, and we also have a Zombo here, which they don't. Yep. Are we about to win this game? That would be hilarious. Wow. Swing. Pact. They can't drown. So I guess they need to have like Dispel or something. Force of Negation. Okay. I'm more like copying Field of Ruin, destroying their own field. Yeah, but the problem with that is that then our Creeping Tar Pit is actually not safe, which can be a problem. Is the 2 damage relevant? Not really. Black, blue, 1. Yeah, just play the pool tapped. There's a Dumping Sphere, so I can't use. I'm gonna get Bog here. It allows me to blank a Snapcaster Mage or blank the other card, the Drown the Lock. Also, ha. Okay. Sure. So basically, I don't have the Scout until I have to for the rest of the game. We definitely need to draw something, though. Definitely need to draw something. Powers. And I think I put this on human. Into the story. That one was a big deal. That was a big deal. Maybe I should have bugged myself, actually. Dream Lava Man. Huh. I guess we just gotta draw stuff. If we draw stuff, we have a shot. Like, we can draw Bailoth, we can draw Chameleon Colossus. We can draw, what else? Another Field of the Dead. Dandelion Click. Okay. The line is to ironically name Ape with Cavern. I mean, unfortunately, we actually do have outs still, so we have to make the proper play and name Human instead, which is bad value. Alright, we can concede now. We sideboarded for a different matchup, straight up. we sideboarded for a different matchup straight up. We also got our Titans surgically extracted, or like whatever that card is, at more the Egoed. And we somehow were kind of still in that game. Crazy. Bobalanos, thank you so much for that Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Thank you so for supporting the stream and for supporting Modern. Yeah, Titans were exiled, so we were playing that matchup without Titans. Proper play confirmed negative EV, kind of, right? Like, we just lost, so it has to be that it's negative EV, right? We could have this Deadful Stroke for Into the Story and stuff. I think that we'd just rather just like continuously bob ourselves and just go with that instead. Mm-hmm. I guess I'd rather have the one of Sage. Could randomly be relevant against the Dumping Sphere. And just one Dismember now that they've shown me. Oh yeah, we're keeping this. Now that they've shown me, what's his name? Bendilion Click. Seems important to have access to at least one Dismember. Thoughtseize? Yep. Inquisition. Alright, so bye bye Yasuza. I still feel like I played the Ramin app on 2, right? I guess I don't. And I just play this on Giant the pass. Punished. Punished. Maybe they have Spell Pierce? Still correct for me to do this main phase, though. Celestia Sanctuary, I guess. This allows me to protect my cavern. So we're gonna do this now. We're gonna play cavern next turn, and if my opponent doesn't answer my amulet, I'm gonna get him. Plague Engineer. Huh. Okay. Was not expecting them to have that card in their deck. Pog? I guess I do want to play around Damn Sphere since one of the few ways that I lose this game now. Yeah. I guess if my opponent wants to trade here, I'm okay with it. Bounce to the Suba, swing, attack. We're gonna get 2 green sources so we can play around both Damping Sphere and Cryptic Command. So we're gonna get Gemstone Mine for sure. That's our way to play around Damp Sphere, and Simic Growth. Unfortunately, we cannot get Tolaria here. Yeah. So we can get Thoughtseize, so we can get Egoed, and now we're gonna trade with this Engineer, which sucks. And that's fine. Like, I think it was very important for us to try to get ahead while we could. I think it was very important for us to resolve the Titan, and it was also important for us to attack. Seikoth, yeah, we packed it. We're fine. We have a Gemstone Mine and a Breathing Pool. Oh, that's right. Oh, we die. Whoops. We couldn't play around it, though, now that I think about it. Huh. Yeah, I guess I let myself dead to it. No, we're fine, Wet Ball. Yeah. Wet Ball is just like, we pay 1, 2, 3, 4. We're fine. What are you talking about? Like, we had everything covered. They can't Wet Ball and do something else? Oh, yeah. No, this is a pretty pool. So, we pay here. Opponent does not kill. Huh. Alright, well, so we're going to play Cavern on Giant. Stronghold, two lands without triggers, and Celestial Sanctuary. This allows me to get full value from Azusa, guarantee the Titan. We're going to make an Uncounterable Primetime. We're not going to be able to haste, but it's fine. At this point, we're good. Like, I don't think we can lose anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. We're going to get double field here. Don't know how my opponent beats this. Even if they answer the Titan, it just doesn't really matter, right? No, I don't think I pick up the Cavern because at this point, like, I don't like I after we solve this Titan, I don't care about the Cavern anymore because now the zombies are gonna get me there, and it's gonna, I guess, gonna be more important for my stronghold to be protected and for my Cavern to be protected. Like, I don't care about this card anymore. It did its job. I mean, it literally won me the game, right? It literally just won me the game, so it clearly did its job. So we'll probably have a Cryptic tap. Because otherwise my opponent just dies, so I'm pretty sure that they're gonna do that. And they do. So we lead on once upon Chameleon Colossus. Or we just play another, yeah, we just play another primetime here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I guess we transmute for Pact of Negation? Yeah, sure. What is close to Cyber Force Shadow? Yeah, and you see that in against decks like this, like your opponent literally cannot answer the Colossus. Against like John, it's also very, very good. I remember playing it at GPLA and it did a ton of work. So 2 zombies, no need for me to pact here anymore. And I guess that my opponent cannot really. Yeah, I think I still rather leave the Stronghold in my hand though. We have a Stronghold and Vesuva as options. Technically, they could have Inquisition, but that's okay. Too bad that we don't have a scout, because if we had a scout, we could like combat step after the. No, I guess that we couldn't. It wouldn't work. All right, so they play the Snapcaster. I want them to use their mana. That's why I'm allowing them the Snapcaster to resolve. Now they're gonna tap out, and the only way that they could have is if they could not die here is if they have access to Force plus blue card. They don't have it, so they dead. Wee. Blow myself. More zombies. Yeah, this kind of matchup, I think it's usually very good for us. And we saw that the only game that we actually did lose was because like we had like dismembers in my deck and stuff like that, which is of course not where you want to be. It was just due to me sideboarding, obviously. Yes, Vavas, that's how it works. So you can play Cavern or whatever, and it's your Colossus is going to be uncounterable anyway. Minus 38. Classic. I can tell if they're dead. Oh yeah, they were dead. Yeah. For a random question for you, do you stream every league you play, or at least mostly the vast majority of leagues? Yes, Freezer. Like in the past 2 weeks, I played only 2 leagues off stream. I usually do other stuff when I'm not streaming. Trying to see your trophy win rate. Oh, yeah. Well, one of the trophies I had was this weekend actually, and that was off stream. Usually, I don't play much when I'm in. I work in San Diego a lot, and when I'm over there, I don't play much, but I maybe play like one league a weekend or something like that. So I really don't play much besides what I do on Moto. Oh, this hand is like, it's so close. So we're gonna go turn 1, field, turn 2, Simic. I mean, turn 2, Amulet, Simic, obviously. Play Scout. Turn 3, we can transmute. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna keep it. It's a turn 4 Titan on the play with an Amulet. So I feel kind of compelled to keep this. The okayest hand, yeah. It's definitely an okay hand. Not a great hand, just an okay hand. Yeah, this hand is definitely not good against Grixis Shadow. Because they're going to take my Amulet first. That's going to basically time walk me. Which is bad. And then we basically did not get a draw step. Not having a draw step with a hand like this hurts a lot. Yeah, no, I still think our hand was fine. I still think it was a keep on the play. Like a turn 4 turn 4 Titan with Amulet on the play, it's definitely a keep. But yeah, they just obviously did not. It was definitely a hand that would really struggle to beat turn 1 Discard Spell into like some other stuff. And yeah, and having drawn the Pack Notification, this is basically in this matchup. This is basically like a blank. We're probably gonna be like discarding this to a K command or something like that, or Liliana or whatever. But yep, I mean that's effectively what it is, right? Like it's like it's a keep on the blind, which we were. So so we were supposed to keep it, but yeah. But we got punished in the worst possible way, basically. I mean, if my opponent doesn't have a threat, though, I suspect that they have a shadow, though, and shadow is not what we want to see. So that's steerings. That's another blank. Feels bad, man. But this time around, I'm actually gonna get the untapped land, even though it's kind of nice. It would have been much nicer to get access to this sanctuary. But this is like having access to an untapped land in hand. It's gonna be pretty important. The way this hand is looking right here, like it seems like we're gonna be pretty damn slow. So this means that at least I know that if I make it somehow to turn 6, I'm gonna get to Titan. The TBR pacted and refused to pay, so you can go out of your own terms. Breeding pool, huh? Maybe we're playing against like a bug control deck or something? So maybe it's Pact of Negation is not a blank. Snow covered island. Okay, so maybe this Pact of Negation is actually not a blank. We might not be playing against a shadow deck after all. I mean, we're definitely not, right? Like they didn't shock. So yeah, we're 100% not playing against a shadow deck. Yeah, so we must be playing against some kind of like some black control deck. Good matchup for Field of the Dead. So the best thing that we can draw here is an Azusa. Actually, that doesn't count, unfortunately, for us. Ugh. Because we die to Cryptic Command, right? That's like the point. That's why we need an Azusa, because the Cryptic Command is going to bounce our own Semi-Growth Chamber, and it's going to be a pain in the ass. So we're going to transmute for another Summoner's Pact. I guess that we can transmute for a Cavern of Souls. But we're not going to be able to safely use this, idolize these pacts, unfortunately. We're going to need to get lucky here. Like, the best thing that can happen is my opponent main faces a bounce on one of my bounce lands. A Cryptic bounce on one of my bounce lands, that is. Wow. Alright, so I guess that now I can pact for a Titan. So not all hope is lost here. Because now I can safely pay for my pact, because my opponent stepped out, which is really nice. Get Primeval Titan. Now my opponent gets my Pact of Negation, but we're actually not looking that bad now. Pact's taken. We are gonna pay for Pact and upkeep. We're gonna play our field. Alright, there we go. We play our field. And they kind of need to like main face right now. Main face a Cryptic. There it goes. Jace? Oh, I guess we win. Sweet. Dope. 100% bogging myself here. 100% bogging myself. Field is already in play, so we don't need to get that. So we just get Bog Tolaria West. And I think that I want to play out the Cavern. We play Delta, that's fine. Alright. That's actually a bad draw, unfortunately. So Giant. Now we get Tolaria West Bog. Tolaria West. Would you go Bog? Bog Self. Pass turn. They can have Assassin's Trophy, but then they get my field going, which is nice. They can bounce Jace Thoughtseize, but then we can transmute, cast, and like, get a Titan and stuff. Maelstrom Pulse. All right. One, two, three, four, five, six. Best thing we can draw is definitely an Azusa. That would be really nice. I have to consider the fact that my opponent can Jace minus on their own Snappy and then flashback Maelstrom Pulse. That is certainly important. Could also Explosives on 4 to crack the Jace. I actually can't. Never mind. Oh, they tapped out? Ha! Ha! Interesting. Oh, solid draw. Yeah, we can actually do this. Quite a top deck right there. 3 to transmute. More than enough mana to play a Titan. I guess they could have Spell Pierce, and that would be annoying. They don't. Alright, so we win. Sweet. Stronghold Garrison. Pretty academic from here. Fortunately, I can't Vesuva, so that's kind of annoying. Definitely shipping a Jace. Sure, we're gonna bounce the bog here. And then I'm gonna get Tolaria plus... Yeah, no, not a fan of that Jace plus, like, at all. That was not a good play for my opponent. I don't think. We have bounce in hand already. I guess we can make sure we don't die or something. Maybe like Cryptic Tap and just like a surprise attack and they kill me or something. Play around Wet Ball. Not main deck. I would not. This is game 1, right? So I'm not. If they have like game 1 like Wet Ball, got me. I'm not playing around that card. Because it's not like we are absurdly far ahead yet, right? Like we're just very far ahead. But like my opponent could have like they could backdoor into a win if they just like Cryptic Tap and then like Collective Brutality me and then Cryptic Tap my team and I die, right? So it's not like I'm entirely guaranteed to win from here. So I don't think I can play around like Wet Ball or something. And my opponent cannot like bounce 2 of my green sources, so I think I'm fine. All right, so they get back the Master Pulse, but like if they kill the Titan, then the zombies kill them, and if they kill the zombies, then the Titan kills them. So they're like still in a pickle, and I still have another Titan here, right? So confusing this match with the last one. Yeah, no, we're playing against Bug Control. Last was Grixis last match. Yeah, so yeah, I really didn't like my opponent's play with Jace the previous turn. I thought that they got a little bit cocky and they like didn't. I guess they missed the fact that I already had a Titan, even though they knew my hand. They didn't realize that I already had a Titan in hand, and they got punished by it. Yeah, so they could have like pulls. Yeah, so pulls. Well, double pulls, I guess. But now like the Zombos are gonna get them. Interesting. Okay. So we're gonna pay here for a pact. Castle doesn't really do much. So I think I attack with 4 at Jace and 1 at them. And I kind of like see what they. I guess I can do 3 at Jace. Jace, Jace, Jace. Nah, I'm just gonna throw one of them. One more. And then the other Zombo are just gonna chill. Is that considered rude to ask for a deck list after the game? I would love to see that, Sultai. Keshgar, I don't think so. You can actually find this deck list. If you Google Sam Black bug control or something like that, you probably will get access to the deck list. Bogging them now because I don't want them to like flashback the polls and get rid of my Zombos. But the zombies are probably gonna just like take it from home from here, unless something extremely weird happens. Because I'm at 12. Like with the time Tarmogoyf in play, it would have been maybe okay. It would have been maybe doable for them to raise me. But without the Goyf in play, I don't think they can raise me. Like these Zombos are just too much, honestly. Once upon a time. So I think I'm just going to just go to combat. I'm going to haste this Zombo and start trying to race. Like if my opponent Cryptic taps here, that is okay. They don't. Okay, so we're just gonna be racing here. All right, so I just let this go. See, they do nothing. Okay. So I just pass the turn now. Like they have no clock. I don't understand how they're planning on winning. All right, that's a Goyf. That's fine. All right, so end step now. I'm going to Once Upon, see what we find. Azusa is actually not bad. I would rather find the bounce land instead, but I think this is fine. There we go. All right, so now what we can do is we can Vesula copy field. Where are you? There. And now my opponent's gonna be forced. Yeah, they're gonna be forced to like cryptic tap even just to stay alive. And then when they do, I just transmute it for a Titan and I get more zombies with Azusa. It's over. All right, we're playing against control. Stainful Stroke. Explosives, maybe. We're gonna keep it in the maybe pile. We're gonna put the explosives here. We don't want this. We do want these. We do want one of these, but not too many. We want Pact. We gonna shave one Golgai Rod Farm, one Ghost Squatter. Shave a couple of Scouts, couple of Steerings, one Pact. And one more land, probably one of the castles. Living in the Sage because of Damp Sphere, which I'm expecting from this deck. No, I think that Radiant Fountain is one of the cards that gets. Basically, what I found is that control decks, whenever they go to game 2 against you, they actually try to race. They kind of play more like a tempo deck. They usually bring in cards like Vendilion Click and Brazen Borrower, and they try to play a tempo game against you, which can be very tough to overpower if you are actually not careful enough. And if like if you siding out Radiant Fountain is one of the easiest way to like allow your opponent to effectively race you. So my opponent probably takes the amulet here. It's the best card in my hand, and the only way that I have enough lands basically. So I'm definitely going to try to hide this for as long as possible. You saw the 2-2 split with Gemstone and Burning Pool. Kind of. It's been good. Like it's actually been okay. So now they know. No need to hide anything anymore. It's been working out fine. Like I've been liking the 2-2 split. I'm not like being over the moon about the Burning Pool, but it's been relevant a couple of times. And the life gain, like the aggro decks in the format, have all but disappeared. Really, like it's kind of rare to find an aggro deck nowadays in modern. So like the life loss is not as problematic as it used to be. Gilded Goose, huh? I wonder if they are like switching gears to an like Oko plan or whatever. I think I want to cut the breeding pool I have, add the fourth forest backed or a blue green Surge, try a choke and try a choke in the cyber. Choke has never been good in modern. Choke has never been a good card in modern. Maybe it is right now because the Ursa decks actually have a bunch of islands. But in the past, even against blue eye control, Choke is not that great. Which is kind of weird. Because like you would expect Choke to be good, but it just doesn't quite cut it. Alright. So now that they have done this, I am going to flash in the semi-growth end step. Because if I draw a Titan, I can actually cast it. Thanks to the castle. Titan? That's not it. Bad beats, bad beats. I guess I could find Tracker, maybe? By that I mean an elk. Alright, there's a Titan. Definitely trying to clock the Oko here. What a silly, silly magic card. I actually finally bit the bullet. Oh man, they went up. I only bought 3 Okos, and now they spiked up again. That's brutal. I bought 3 for like 30 tickets each, and I just didn't want to, bite the bullet for the 4th one. Got punished. Never lucky, etc., etc. Yeah, they were just banned, but I guess that people sold out of them, and then like it's still relevant in like literally every format that it's not standard anyway. So like people, I guess, that just like bought into it, and now like there's actually not that many, I guess. So they like went back to the price that they were before they said that they were going to be banned. Oh, that's right. There was a Pioneer ban. I actually didn't see it. What was banned in Pioneer? Nexus. Once upon a time. No changes? No. That's fine. No changes and no changes next week. Oh, they actually announced that they're not going to make any changes next week either? That's kind of crazy, actually. All right. Got a giant here. T-West. So with the trigger on the stack, I'm going to... Because we're packed in here for sure. All right. Trigger of the stack. Flashing T-West. We're going to get Field of the Dead. Plus a Gemstone Mine. I guess we can get a Breeding Pool. Is that better? No, Gemstone Mine is better, right? Yeah. I definitely want to have one more blue source just so I can guarantee that I don't die to my own pact. But I definitely want to get the field going here. I'm gonna trade Amulet with Oko. My opponent's gonna Oko my Titan, then we're gonna clear the Oko. We're gonna pay for my pact. Third color for Eon Oko. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna clear the Oko with just creatures. They're gonna plus on my Titan here. Oh. Maybe not. They have surgical? They do have surgical. Alright. So basically we just need to draw bounce here and we're gonna win. I guess they can plus on the goose if they want to. Yeah, but once we get field going, Oko is much less of a threat. And now my opponent has 0 cards left in hand too, which also, of course, helps us a big deal. We don't have Titans anymore. This is still game 2, right? Wow, they elk their goose? Crazy, that's kind of aggro. So I attack everything at Yoko here. Opponent blocks one of the Zombos. Oko goes down to 1. I get one more zombie. Pass to them. They definitely need to draw something here. Thought Scour EU. Classic play. Alright, so they food. Why didn't we get a bounce on a return to later hand? Good question, never winning. So basically, I wanted to get. My opponent had 2 cards in hand, so they are likely to have a cryptic command, right? If they cryptic and bounce one of my blue sources, I cannot pay for my pact on my upkeep, and I will die. Okay, so we definitely want to find a blue source alongside this Field of the Dead that I got from the Titan trigger. However, if I get any bounce land that is not that, if I get a Simic Growth Chamber, I already have a Simic Growth Chamber in play. What that means is that actually, if I want to make sure that I trigger Field of the Dead, I need to find a non-blue bounce land, and if I do find non-blue bounce land, then I die to Cryptic Command. So I chose to play around the Cryptic Command and not dying on my own pact. I still feel like I'm very far ahead, right? Like every bounce land is just a very good draw for me at this point. And yeah, that's basically the explanation. But you see, by getting Field and Gemstone, I was able to clock the Oko, and I can actually get something going here. So when a removal spell stops me here, but that is fine because any removal spell also gives me like free reign over what I can do. Yeah, you can surgical whatever you want, opponent. You can surgical whatever the hell you want. Yeah, never winning. No, every bounce line in the deck is green. So we have 4 semi-growth chambers, one blue-green bounce land, one blue-red bounce land, one red-green bounce land, sorry, one green-white bounce land, and one Golgari bounce land. And then we have a Boros Garrison, which is just like a white red bounce land, which is there only to like to get our combo turns online. That's literally like the main reason why we're doing that. We're definitely transmuting here. Trying to figure out what I transmute for. I can transmute for another Field of the Dead. Can transmute for an Explosives Plate on 3, sorry. I could pack for a Rex Sage, I could pack for a Tracker. I could pack for a Rhyming Up Excavator. I think we just get Explosives on 3. Just crack it. Opponent's gonna totally top deck another Oko, but that's c'est la vie. It's kind of brutal that we could have managed to get the Oko down to 1. We did manage to get the Oko down to 1, but we still were not able to clean it, unfortunately. Steerings for second field. Sign me up. Could have found the bounce land as well, but now like this makes every single land drop so much better now. Unfortunately, Snappy is kind of a big deal now. That's a Goif. It's a big boy. Speaking of big boys. Play that one. I can pack for some elk. Yeah, I mean that's kind of like the problem. But if I let my opponent tap with that Oko, then they are just gonna get the food, right? They make their food a 3/3 and they just like block all of my combos. Opponent concedes. Camilla Colossus too strong. Last match. Sloppy played, could have tapped Cavern. Fair. Fair. My opponent was F6, so I wasn't really afraid of a counterspell. But yeah, I mean, I guess you are technically correct, Jose. Colossus good here. Yeah, Colossus good. Never get soul seeing you win. Thank you so much, Freezer. We've been seeing a lot of me winning lately somehow. All of that losing that I've been doing in Pioneer, making up for it thanks to good old primetime. Good old primetime. All right. Last match of the stream. We had a long stream today. It's already 5 hours long, almost 5 hours. Good stuff though. Good stuff. I had fun. What's my opinion on Eldrazi Tron? I mean, I think it's actually a legit deck. The problem is that I play amulets, so I beat it very easily, very consistently. We're gonna keep this. So we have a turn 1 scout, turn 2 play lands, turn 3 transmute for a bounce land, and play it and like make land drops, and then we already have a Summoner's Pact in hand, so looking pretty good here. It's gonna be a turn 4 Titan. What do I play in Pioneer? I tried multiple things already, Grandpa. Cool. So we don't need to waste a T-West to transmute. That's actually kind of value. I used to enjoy like a lot the mono green devotion deck. Then it got banned, and I haven't really played much of it anymore. The one that I played yesterday that was actually very very cool was the green red aggro deck. That was in the that Sam Berkenbile played in the Pioneer portion of the event. This card combined with this card is actually super powerful. Strongly recommended. Strongly recommended. What is this? We played against Naya. This is the second time I'm playing against Naya today. How crazy is that? Ren and 6. Ball take brawler. Yes, opponent. Yes, opponent. God damn, that's so sick. Yes. They need to reprint Primetime in the next core set. I mean, clearly, right? What can we transmute for? Alright, so we have like all the lands that we want, so we don't need to transmute for lands anymore. We're definitely transmuting for something. Is it Radium? I think it's actually Radium Fountain. Just so I don't randomly die. My opponent is playing Voltaic Brawler in Modern. What a hero. I'm totally gonna get combo killed here, aren't I? Gruul Spellbreaker. Poggers. Alright. So we're taking 7 here, but this is fine. My opponent knows what's up. So we're gonna flash in the T-West end step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 with our land for turn. Then I'm going to play my land for turn, Radiant Fountain. Gain 2. We're gonna pack for a Primeval Titan. we're going to, whoops, play said Primeval Titan. We're gonna get Field of the Dead and I guess a Gruul Turf. Field of the Dead, Gruul Turf. Get some Zombos. We're gonna bounce Radiant Fountain. And we're gonna pass the turn. Misclicked Pioneer League, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're probably fine in the face of Electrostatic Pamelier. Probably just fine against it. Because of... because of Engineered Explosives. But the only thing that I'm worried about is Become Immense. Countryside Crusher. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it into your graveyard and repeat this process. Whenever a land card is put into your graveyard from anywhere, put +1/+1 counter on Countryside Crusher. Huh. Look at the combo with fetches. That's what we call a yes! Reclaimer! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Reclaimer in Modern. That's what I'm talking about. To be honest, though, I'm kind of freaked. I'm kind of a little bit freaked out. Like, I feel like I could just like die out of freaking nowhere here. So it's all funny and laughter until your opponent just like combos you out of nowhere. So so we're gonna serve with Prime Time here. We're gonna get Gemstone Mine and the Bounce Land. I guess I'm gonna get Sanctuary, right? Yeah. We're gonna get Sanctuary. We're gonna bounce Gemstone Mine. This forces a chump from my opponent, at least from one creature. I guess at least for 2 creatures, my bad. Yeah, my opponent knows what's up. Alright. So they block right there. Whoops. I activate Scout Arena. White, red, boom. Double strike Prime Time. Got him. Got him. And yeah, we're gonna play Boros Garrison and I guess bounce the T-West. We can still pay for Pact of Negation if we need to. So they draw a Lightning Bolt? Is that what it's up? Yeah. Alright, so they basically chain through a bunch of lands. That seems to be like how this works. He isn't playing Reclaimer to look for T-West, he's playing Reclaimer to win to thin out his I mean, I think they're playing Reclaimer to like grow their Countryside Crusher, which is kind of cute. We want this. Yes, we want this. Yes, we want this probably actually. We want these. What else? That's it. Backed out. Bog, I guess I leave it in. Ghost Quarter can come out. Shave one Pact. I guess we keep the Scouts in. I doubt that my opponent has too much removal for the early turns. Let's cute opponent go to game 2. So you're saying aggro decks are alive and well? Yeah, I guess so. Ramming up? No, I don't think that we. This is definitely not a ramming up matchup. Ramming up is for the grind. This matchup doesn't strike me as a grindy one. It seems that my opponent wants to really get me dead really quickly. I'm not sure about Grixis though. I assume that they do have Dump Sphere. Alright, I'm gonna give them the. I'm not gonna give them the benefit of the doubt for this game. If I see Dump Sphere, the Rex Stage is probably gonna be coming back in, but as is. Ugh, I kinda have to keep this hand, don't I? Like, we get super got by like a Reverie or something. I can see them GQing you. Nah, I'm not really afraid of that. Like, my opponent can only play 1 land per turn, right? So if they're playing only 1 land per turn, I'm not afraid. Opponent moves to 4 and then concedes. Well, 4 and 1. 90% win rate amulet. The classic. The classic. Yep. The only one that was able to stop my madness win rate, my madness streak, was the Master Yama Killer. The only one that could stop me. Still, 19-1 over the past 4 leagues is not. It's not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's not bad. Just saying. You go for 1 and hiding their broken combo from showing up in the 5-0s. Yeah, that makes sense, Guru. That probably is what's going on. What was Yama playing tonight? They were playing like Yama was playing a red-green Eldrazi deck with like Once Upon a Time. I assume that it's something similar to this. I imagine that it's something similar to this. I have no idea if this is the exact list that he was playing, but he 5-0'd, so you're probably gonna see it in the deck dump. I doubt there's many people playing red-green Eldrazi right now. But yeah, we got paired for the 5-0, so you're probably going to be able to see Yama's deck list. Yeah, I mean, the stream was great. Got no complaints. We managed to 5-0 the first league, then 4-1 the second one. So that's very exciting. Tomorrow I'm going to be playing probably some Legacy, because I'm super excited that Renan 6 is finally out of the format. So I'm going to make one exception, just because I really want to try out some Maverick. Because, you know, this deck has not been playable for a really long time, and I kind of want to play it a little bit. So I'm very, very happy that Renan 6 is finally gone. We don't need to worry about that stupid thing anymore. We can probably play some number of Moms and some number of Hierarchs. And I guess Birds. I'm still going to be making a split because of Plague Engineer. This card is still live and well, so definitely want to make sure that I, not get got by this card, because we have a lot of humans in this list. But I'm gonna try to like figure something out for tomorrow, and I'm gonna be doing just like a one comeback Legacy stream. Probably not gonna be streaming much Legacy again, because of like the whole point that I'm trying to make modern, almost exclusively modern content basically. But what I think about Grixis Shadow, I think it's one of the best decks in the format. I think it's very good. I think it's very, very good. Glad Renan 6 is banned. Maverick is still trash talk. Shut up, Colby. I mean, there was a point in time when I was just killing it with Maverick. Like, I was just 4-1ing consistently, literally every league. It was crazy. I farmed so many ticks with Maverick, but yeah. Sub-Zero, thank you so much for that Twitch Prime sub. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. But yeah, this is gonna close my YouTube video. So if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for checking out the video. If you want to find the first league, you are gonna be able to find the link down below. And yep, see you in the next video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Bye bye.